I get an email every week with phrases that loan officers are searching on YouTube and Google, and I was really surprised to see this one. Let's dive into it. I'm Nick Carpenter. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to share our screen in just a second, and we're going to get into some low-cost marketing hacks for loan officers. And I'm going to share my number one low-cost marketing hack that any loan officer can use. You can put it into place maybe as early as next week if you're watching this video when it drops on Wednesday. And I hope that it will help you make a ton of money. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's jump into it. All right, so here we go. This is my number one low-cost marketing hack for loan officers. Anybody can do it. Again, if you're watching this when the video drops on Wednesday, you can be able to be doing this next week, right? It doesn't have to take a long time. So my hair is like a super mess. You can see that I'm definitely due for a haircut. Okay, now here's the strategy, right? Again, let me get my camera to fix here. We call this the whale pod strategy, all right? And this is one that I'm going to share exactly what you're going to do, and then you can be able to go out and actually do this. So if you ever look, the idea of this came from, I was watching a video one time. I was watching some killer whales try to eat a seal. And the seal was sitting on top of this block of ice, right? And every time, instead of it just being like one killer whale that's trying to figure out how to get this seal off the block of ice, what I realized is that they're working together. They're working in tandem. You know, 2 or 3 whales would come and they would all flap their tails at the same time, and it would make this big splash. And sometimes the seal would get knocked off and it would climb back on top, or sometimes the ice would even break in half because of the waves going underneath of it, and so the ice piece would get smaller and smaller. But it was just a matter of watching this whale pod really attack this seal as one solid unit. Okay, and here's how this is going to be applicable for you in your mortgage business. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to pick a topic that you're going to teach a video for. Let's just say, as an example, you're gonna run a class and you're going to teach realtors how to get their first YouTube video to rank on Google page 1. Okay, this is a killer strategy. Everybody loves this class. It's one that we have inside the Legion. And so let's just say, for example, this is the class that you're going to teach, that YouTube strategy. Okay, so now here's going to be you, right? Actually, I should draw those like little stick figures. All right, so here's you. You're the loan officer right here, okay? Now, what we want to do is we want to get some other people to be part of our whale pod, okay? Now, who else should we go out and get to be on our whale pod? Well, in this case, maybe, we got some long hair here. Maybe this is going to be like the title rep, right? So we can have a title rep that's going to join our whale pod. And then we come over here, let's see, who's somebody else that we could get to join our whale pod? We could get insurance, right? We could get an insurance agent to be in our whale pod. Who else could we get to be in our whale pod? We could come over here and we can maybe get a photographer, right? So we could get somebody who's taking real estate photos, and we could have them in our whale pod. Okay, let's see. Who's another person that we might want to invite into our whale pod? We got a loan officer, title, insurance, a photographer. We might have like a financial planner, right? Or it could be a home inspector, right? So maybe we go with HI, right? And we have this guy over here, okay? So this is just an example of who you want to go and get to be part of your whale pod. Now, what's going to happen is you guys are all going to work as a team, as a unit, to get people to drive people to the class, all right? So it's just like that whale pod that was out there smashing that ice and getting to that seal. We can do the same thing, because the truth is, maybe a realtor who sees you talking about it, or they see a Facebook ad or whatever about this class, if they don't know you, right, it's like, whoop, stranger danger, stranger danger. You know what I mean? So they might not come just because you talk about it. But now, if we're looking at low-cost marketing hacks for loan officers, like, this is zero cost. You can't get lower cost than zero, right? So we want to go out and get other people to help you promote your class. Now, let's just say, as an example, we've got 6 people that are all out here actively promoting the class. And so we have the loan officer, this guy gets, you get 6 people to RSVP, and the title person gets 6 people to RSVP. Maybe the insurance gets 5 people to RSVP. The photographer gets 5. The financial planner gets us 6. And maybe the home inspector gets us 6, right? So that's going to be 10, 22, 34 RSVPs. Okay, so if we look at that, 34 RSVP, and then what I want you to expect is that you're going to get about a 50% show rate from your RSVPs. So if that was the case, if we actually got a 50% show rate, that would be like 17 people, right, that actually show up. So I'll just put 17 people show. Now, what's typical for me is we're getting about a 15% conversion from people who show to people who become referral partners. So if we do 17 times 0.15, that's 2.5, right? So that's going to be like 2 realtor partners, okay? That's a pretty solid conversion off of like 100% free thing here, So if we're talking about low-cost marketing hacks, like this is the marketing hack that most lenders need to put into their life, into their business, in terms of if your goal is to grow realtor partners and have the business like expanding that way. Okay. It's just this right here. Okay. It literally takes us no money. We go out, we go, hey, title person, would you be opposed to sponsoring a realtor event? What do you think the first question they're going to ask is? How much is it going to cost me? Right? The great thing is we don't even need their money. So you tell them like that, hey, we don't need your money. I just need you to commit to getting some people to show up, right? So if you can do that, I'll make you a sponsor and together we can go grow our business, right? Like realtors that I know, I'll introduce you. Realtors you know, introduce me. And that's how we're going to be able to go meet everybody that's inside of the room. I've got some other people that are going to do the same thing and we're going to all work this puppy together, right? And that's how you do it without having to go out and spend a ton of money, run a lot of ads, pay for lunches or any of this type of stuff, pay for realtor events. It's just these little things right here, right? It's like come up with a class that's going to attract people to come, I mean, I gave you one idea here of a YouTube class, but I mean, anything social media, marketing, video marketing, TikTok, right? All this type of stuff is going to be what people care about today, something that's going to actively make them more money. So we're not teaching about mortgages or loans or new products or down payment assistance or none of that stuff. We're teaching like straight marketing, social media, things that they're going to care about, so that when these people are all talking about it, it's classes again that realtors are like, oh, I'm going to stop by that. And what happens with this whale pod is, let's say, for example, you're friends with a realtor, but on Facebook, they don't really know you. They're also friends with this title agent. They see the title person talking about your class. So they're like, oh yeah, I might stop by there if so-and-so is going to be there. Then they also know, the home inspector or the insurance agent or somebody else, right? And all of a sudden it becomes like they'll come to your event just simply based off the fact that other people, oops, I'm just going to get my camera to fix again. Based off the fact that other people that they know are at the class, and realtors just like hanging out with other realtors, not just, but they like hanging out with other agents. And so this is one of the lowest cost, cheapest way, marketing hack, whatever you want to call it, of going out there and growing a business today that's working extremely well, is get a group of people who everybody, their audience is all realtors. You guys work together to host an event once a month, twice a month, whatever that looks like for you. And that's how you go out there and get more realtor partners, get more deals, more loans. And look, everything you need to know is like out there on the internet. A lot of ton of stuff on this channel. You can get a lot of classes from slideshare.net of other classes that people have taught. Or if you want a whole series of classes that have been specifically designed for lenders to teach realtors, that's what we have inside the Legion, right? I have 20 classes that you can teach around all topics: social media, marketing, sales, and growth. And I'd love to give you those classes. So if that's something that you're interested in, check the link around here, legionofloanofficers.com/intro. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button. You can get notified every Wednesday when new videos drop. And if you have any questions, comments, ideas for other videos, make sure you drop that in the comments. I really appreciate you for being here. Catch you on the next one. See ya.